An archetypal family, two opposite-sex individuals engaging in a child-rearing relationship. However, today this archetype has been undermined by Caldwell and Ruzicka, exploring the collapse of the domestic society in the modern era, seen in the Western world. Social and economic consequences have seen the birth of fewer children, effectively marking the end of the nuclear family dominance. The main trends in Western societies involve a steady decline in fertility rates, increasing female participation in the workforce, increasing number of single-parent families, decline in overall adoption, increasing divorce rates, gradual increase in same-sex parenting. In this video, fertility decline and marriage cohabitation will be addressed.
There are now challenges to the conventional family structure. Marriage is decreasingly focal, especially getting married young and high numbers of offspring. Whilst marriage patterns today are not significantly different to those of, say, the 1940s, it is the carefree approach to marriage which has been removed. The age for marriage has also moved from a median of 21 years in 1975 for females to 27.6 years by 2007. Since 1946, an increasing proportion of children have been experiencing parental separation or divorce before the age of 15. Whilst divorce can sometimes be associated with a lessening value for marriage, it has also been supposed that perhaps it is quite the opposite, an increased expectation of spouses in regard to intimacy or parenting, which has produced the social and legislative responses for divorce. Cohabitation and de facto relationships have become a form of preparation or an alternative to marriage. A higher prominence of premarital sexuality from the 1970s has also legitimised alternate forms of partnership. Living together and getting married are no longer synonymous concepts.
Increasingly important structural change in family life is the fertility rate decline, as seen in this graph showing the fertility rate from 1861 to 2010, sourced from Sociology by Van Kreken. The decline of fertility rates in Australia will be explored and the reasons for, including schooling. From Caldwell's perspective, the decline can be blamed on the relationship changes from adults and children due to the expansion of the wage labour market, change in work nature, more skills needed, and tendency towards increasing consumption, having less space for spending on children. These three reasons lead to children becoming a future investment instead of present source, and with this, the return of the investment is unknown, creating uncertainty. Due to schooling, children were more independent from parents, and teachers played a bigger part, making responsiveness to family strained. Reaching post-World War II, along came the baby boom, breaking the decline in fertility rates trend. This boom was blamed on two things: the marriage boom and the youth revolt.
After this, along came the decline trend again. Post-1970s in Australia's decline was one of the worst, having a 45% decline in fertility from 1961 to 1981. This was blamed on three issues: being a depressed economy, allowing people to become aware of child expenses. Competition was now at a high between the babies born from the baby boom, and gender equity has now increased, erasing the breadwinner role of the male in the family. Also, median ages have gone up from 21 to 31, this being from 1972 to 2010. Living in today's world, as a result of this, family time has now turned into consumption time, encouraging children to have to fit in as one of the various components that make it possible for adults to blossom. In other words, now dig into the spending that has been calculated and allocated.